Good morning! Good morning and welcome to The Weekender. I wasn't actually supposed to be here today, but as a lot of you will have known on the forums, my other half, Andrea, had our baby on Wednesday morning or Tuesday night or something, so I haven't slept. They are unfortunately both still in the hospital at the moment. But they're both doing a lot better and doing well now. However, I did manage to get away, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I'll come in and distract myself with some minis. I might be tired, but still loving my hobby.
Why not? Oh, here, what did you name the little fella?
Well, he's not called Ming. This episode, by the way, is brought to you by the letter B and Ming the Bathless here.
I'm sorry, I'm clean, I'm shaved, I'm looking pretty.
All right. Well, if you're wondering why you need sunglasses to watch this episode, it's the Tabletop Nation shirts have come in. I don't normally, in fact, don't get to wear one, but I couldn't resist whenever Stu whipped them out, the t-shirts that is, for me to grab one and put it on. And the fact that I'd been wearing the same shirt for X number of days.
Oh, Warren, I'm not joking. You do that one more time, I will end you.
Okay, let's get a sniff at that.
Yep.
Let's just take this to
let me reintroduce this now, Ming the Breathless.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from that cold, guys. Sorry. So if I do cough and splutter a bit, I do apologise in advance.
So we haven't completely decided on a name yet. I ran the idea of Sanguinor past her, and she was having none of it.
I'm confused about this. Do you not have 9 months to go over this? Is when baby
no,
there's a
no.
place?
It's like teddy bears. What you do is you pick them up. I have 2 children. You pick them up by the arms. You look at them straight in the eyes, and you go, "What is your name?" And then you try like Adam. No, you don't look like an Adam, particularly if it's a girl.
Yeah.
You know, Joe. No.
So it's like dogs.
Yeah, just like dogs as well.
You
there
just
you
look
go.
at him and see. Well, what's he going to respond to?
There you go. That's it.
Right.
Well, I had mentioned to Andrea about Sanguinor. She was having none of it. I have lifted my son, by the way, 7 pounds 4 or 7 stone 4 or something like that.
Pounds, not 7 stone 4. Andrew would be
I've
buried
lifted
in a
him up,
Y-shaped coffin if that was
and
the case.
to be honest, the name that is kind of sticking for me is Gladius. Gladius. I just think he'll suit that. You know, he's strong. He's a brave little guy. At
Roman
the moment.
short sword. That's good.
Yeah. So he's doing his best. So no, we haven't decided. We'll work something out.
Warren
so anyway,
Jr. Surely. Warren Jr. Warren the Second.
Yeah, Warren the Merciless. Yeah.
Yeah, Warren, you are the merciless one out of the 2 of us.
Anyway,
yep.
Updates as it is. Justin might even throw a little picture of the little guy up there. Yep. So he's been living in a blue room for a little while, and
he's been in the tanning salon.
He's been in the tanning salon, and
very Essex.
Well, we are
getting a few. Yeah, well, that's it. It's very Essex. We are in Essex, so it's he did come out a little bit orange apparently. So they stuck him in the little blue room, and he's got a few wee tubes and things like that. But he's a very brave little man, and he's doing his best. So
just don't let him pajazzle him. That's fine.
No, there'll be no vajazzles going near my son. So.
No,
sorry,
pajazzle. Can't be a vajazzle.
Oh yeah, right, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm confused.
I did actually get to cut the cord this time, so I did, which was very surprising. So
it's all right.
I'm not going to ask. I have the horrible feeling.
We're not going to explain the vajazzle to you because you will feel the need to beep it or cut it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's glitter on a. Anyway.
Only in Essex. Only in Essex. Shall we move on?
Yes, we'll move on. Let's talk about what's going on in gaming. To kick off the show, I want to talk a little bit about Dreamforge Games because the guys over at Dreamforge, I think they're working very closely with Wargames Factory, have released the Leviathan Crusader. It's a big-ass plastic kit. I think you guys have a picture of it there.
Yep.
It'll be up on screen, but they have that, and they have a bunch of other plastics.
Yes, we have these guys.
Yeah.
They're soldiers, very, very Killzone-ish. I'll bring an image up of that.
Is that the Eisenkern?
Yeah, don't show the box covers. The box covers aren't worth looking at. Show the actual minis.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
well, this is just for us.
All right, okay.
But they've got, what have they got? They've got individual troopers. They've got heavy weapons teams with spotters and stuff like that. So which is very cool.
And they've got the accessories. The accessory pack comes with alternative heads and arms and stuff where you can alter your leaders and stuff. But it also has them mules that are based very closely on. Do you know the actual military ones that they're making at the moment?
Big dog.
Big dog.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like
It doesn't
that.
make that noise though, does it?
It does. It does. It makes. We
in a
we have to
military
try and
sense-
get the big dog noise on.
In a military sense, how does that work then? So, say I'm an insurgent or whatever, and I'm all hunkered down, and I hear wee 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 wee. Is that something? Is that Psycho on like the old helium?
Yeah,
balloons?
that's exactly it. It is.
Yeah.
It is
When
terrifying.
you hear the wee 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 noise, what you realise is, oh, I know where to go and get some ammunition.
Gotcha.
They're resupplying us. We'll go and get that before
Right,
they do.
so the insurgent's going to hear this and go, oh, I know where I can go to get ammunition.
Pretty
Oh, wait,
much.
it's a trap.
Pretty much.
The-
But it does now throw breeze blocks.
Yes,
It
Big
throws-
Dog has been upgraded with a trunk. It's an arm, mechanical arm at the front, and he can actually lift and chuck breeze blocks and things like that. There,
that-
we'll try and get a little
past?
clip of Big
I'll-
Dog.
I'll try and
Possibly
find
get
it.
a clip. But
Yeah.
the best one is the Russian version of it.
The Russians have a version of Big Dog.
Yeah.
Big Dog.
Where it's two guys in a...
All right. Yes. Yes.
I assume I'll have to hunt this down and bring it up.
Lloyd will find that for you. It's a classic YouTube moment of the Russian Big Dog. Anyway, yeah, it's some cool stuff. I believe we're going to be doing an unboxing shortly of the Leviathan Crusader. The Crusader, I'm a bit ambivalent at the moment. I don't know what to think about it, guys, because every pose I've seen so far, I haven't seen everything yet, but the standard pose, it all looks a wee bit static to me. Maybe when we get a hold of one and
Titans
build
are
it.
pretty static.
I have
yeah.
seen it posed differently, a bit more dynamic, sweeping swords.
Yeah, a lot,
Yeah.
I have seen it scaled against a Warhound and a Reaver, and it is smaller than the Warhound, just slightly.
Now, obviously we're comparing them to workshop stuff because
It's the only thing of that scale.
you're
really.
most likely going to use this with your Grey Knights.
Oh no,
or-
I thought we were only comparing it because we're all secretly fanboys of GW and,
Oh,
in their,
yeah.
and
It
secretly
could-
in their pay.
It
I thought
could
that
be.
was
It could be that. Yeah, we're wearing the wrong shirts for that, though, aren't we?
Well, hang on, you're halfway there.
Have we
So,
been outed then as fanboys?
We are not
I
a
did,
GW
yeah.
member.
Yeah,
Damn it.
absolutely.
I
the
deny it to the hilt.
there is a class of Titan stew which is, what is it called? It's between a Dread Knight and a Titan.
So yeah, they're not. Here we go. Nerd alert. They are not. They're not Titans themselves. They're Knights.
Yes.
They're from the Night Worlds. So it's like a whole subclass of Mechanicum where they have noble houses. They go around a bit like Knights of Yore, Bretonnians, that kind of thing. King Arthur. So they go around on their big mighty steeds. These knights, but actually their steed is a bipedal war machine, which should stand in 40k scale. Probably about there. So
which is about the height of one of
funny
these
that,
guys.
yeah. That, I mean, I could see them being used for that. I know some people will want to use them for.
Are they heresy, pre-heresy?
They were around during the Horus Heresy, and they would be around in the modern day 40k. They
Were they not in Mechanum?
in
think I
Mechanicum
remember.
they were in, yeah. They went for a time. They went for GW back in the early days of Rogue Trader. Lots of dinosaurs. They went through a phase where basically the Eldar had their dinosaur Eldar, which were the Exodites, where they all went around like Dino Riders kind of thing. Remember the old toys, Dino Riders? That kind of. Basically, Eldar had a little subgroup like that, and they still do. The Imperium had their equivalent, which was the Night Households, and they basically go around ranching all these dinosaurs and getting like the Stegosaurus herds and whatever, and having this. They carry a thing called a shock lance, which is supposed to stun the dinosaurs to get them to go do things. It's
Is this 40k we're talking about?
It's Rogue Trader, which means that actually it's kind of not. But yeah.
Wow.
Who's this? Eldar had dinosaurs.
Eldar do still have dinosaurs. In fact, there's a Horus Heresy novel, Promethean's Son, I think it's called, which has got an Eldar on the back of a Velociraptor running around fighting some Salamander Space Marines.
I don't know.
See, the crazy stuff
just
you
gets
guys
weirder
miss out
and weirder.
on. No, it's great. In fact, there's a couple of guys who I follow who are doing all sorts of fantastic modelling on the. In fact, what I'll do, because they won't mind the exposure, I'll buzz some pickies over to you if you bring up some guys doing some fantastic conversions on making their own knights, which are in keeping with the current modern GW idea, rather than back in the day when they were kind of weird and they had like a kill me and I love mum and that kind of stuff written on the power armour.
Yeah.
It was a bit weird in Rogue Trader, but things have gotten a bit more serious now. Well, they've done the same with the Knights. They've kind of made them more in keeping with the current 40k style.
I am absolutely inspired by that.
Yeah.
So much so, my next project, I'm going to revisit the Blood Angels.
Okay.
I'm going to give them dinosaurs, and they're all going to ride around on Justinasauruses.
Justinasauruses?
Yeah, Justinasauruses. Yeah.
Oh, dude! It never ends, guys. This is madness.
So this is your next project then?
Yes.
It's not more baby creation.
Well, I have a few weeks before I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, back to work again. So anyway, there you have it. The Dreamforge stuff is well worth a look if you haven't seen it. It's now, I believe it's now pretty much in regular supply. It did go through the whole Kickstarter thing, but it's now making its way out to the shops and stores and stuff.
Plastic, which is good.
And plastic.
Yeah, at
the
that
plastic
scale.
is good because it's well, it's looking good for the possibility of plastic Titans and things like that.
I'll be honest, I'm more excited about. The Leviathan, the Crusader. It's okay. It looks like a really big Grey Knight with slightly less detail. I can't help it.
Great for Grey Knight players, though.
Yeah. If they wanted a
or if you're doing, which what would be what I would suggest is I would do an allied Grey Knight Imperial Guard army, and give it some backstory along the lines of them being a bit further out of reach or whatever, and use this all together to try and give it a real Grey Knighty.
The infantry, that's what I was going with. I think the infantry I love them. I think they're fantastic. Lovely kits, really detailed, all the accessories. It's almost like, heaven forbid, it's almost like they went, what did GW do with their Cadians? Okay, how can we do them and make them cooler, or make them, kind of build on the minimum things that GW did with their plastic range. I think they're great. I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they're going to bring out.
And I would create rules for the big dog and stuff like that, and actually bring some resource management into play in 40k. I think that would be really cool. Whereas if your big dogs were on the table, you could get extra shots and stuff like that, and it would be your opponent would be trying to take them out as well. So as
brilliant,
you don't have the extra shots.
Almost like a marker, like an upgrade to a squad. Yeah, fantastic.
There could well be a game out for this, specifically around these, but at the moment it's fairly clear what they're there for. It's accounts as army, and on face value I'm happy enough to look at it on that basis and see what it is, because I think nice sculpts. I also think there's some interesting options there for creating a few home rules and things like that, and seeing how it works.
I don't know. Counts as army. Maybe the big guy, but once you get down to actual troops and stuff,
that's Imperial Guard all the way.
Yeah. So it'll work. It'll work very well, I believe. Anyway, the other thing that is out and is rather cool is the Knight models.
Ah, yes.
Brought out the boy wonder, Robin himself, and as Sam rightly said on the post on Beasts of War, he looks bloody cool, and there's no green tights.
Well, there wouldn't be.
Why does he wear red tights?
Well, because right.
We'll get a picture of it up for you.
The setting of this. So because you've got Nightwing.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if you guys know, but there isn't just one Robin. There have been four male Robins, and there's been a couple other non-main timeline.
Kind of female Robin.
There have, but some of them were
Yeah.
and weren't accepted as Robin. It's a whole convoluted thing. But anyway, the important bit is, the very first Robin, Dick Grayson, he's the guy that was played by Burt Ward in Batman, the TV series.
Yep.
Yeah, the old holy this, that and the other. That's Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson eventually grows up from being Robin. He can't be Robin forever, because Robin's like the youngster sidekick of Batman, and he eventually becomes Nightwing. So Night models have already brought out a lovely Nightwing
There's
figure.
a Nightwing model in there. I'll bring an image up with that.
So
Very nice.
because there is a
I
Nightwing,
can't help it. I got to do it. Holy night!
so because there's a Nightwing in the setting, therefore the Robin cannot be Dick Grayson as well. So it must be one of the later Robins. And the two main ones to talk about, well, actually there's three to talk about, but the next Robin was a guy called Jason Todd, who then gets murdered by the Joker. And very famously, DC Comics had this whole phone-in thing, because he wasn't very popular as a Robin. And they had a whole phone-in thing saying, does Robin get killed at the end of this series? Death in the family.
And everybody voted yes.
Well, there's controversy, but we won't cover that. But eventually, just about enough votes, and they did, and they killed him. So he died in the comics. Obviously, being in comics, they've subsequently brought him back as the Red Hood, but we won't go into that. So you've got Jason Todd. You've then got Tim Drake, who is probably, for most of the guys out there, the younger viewers, Tim Drake, when people see Robin in the comics, it's Timothy Drake is Robin. In the most recent comics, though, with the New 52, Tim Drake has also gotten old enough now that he's now become Red Robin, which is his own character, his own superhero. And there's a new Robin, Damian Wayne, who is this little psychopath clone child of Bruce Wayne. Talia al Ghul basically stole some of his DNA, his man fluids,
Man juice,
and created a son. And
that's sperm, Justin.
Yeah. But because
or Mercs.
Yeah, Mercs.
Because
I'm keeping up with this.
I'm trying to keep it clean.
I'm enjoying the story.
Because Damian Wayne was brought up by the League of Shadows.
Yep.
If you've seen Batman Begins, League of Shadows, Assassins, because he was trained from birth up until being 12 by the League of Shadows, he's amazingly good, but he kills people all the time. So now he's joined his father. His father is teaching him, obviously, he doesn't have to teach him the skills, whereas he had to teach...
The restraint.
He had to teach them the skills on how to fight. He doesn't have to teach Damian Wayne that. He has to try and teach Damian Wayne to stop killing people when they're out trying. So it's a whole new dynamic. So I think it's great. But long story short, Tim Drake doesn't tend to wear green tights, or in the more modern things, he doesn't wear green tights. And I suspect that is Tim Drake as Robin.
I'm flabbergasted. So there's been a whole bunch of Robins.
Yes.
But there's only ever been one Batman.
No.
There we go. Don't even
No,
start.
I'm interested. Right.
More or less, yeah. It's always been Bruce Wayne as Batman, but at brief times when they needed the sales for the comics, Batman has either been paralysed, in which case Azrael, who's another character, takes over as Batman briefly, and again he's a lot more violent, and then Bruce Wayne comes back, and then much more recently, Bruce Wayne actually does die, and Dick Grayson, Nightwing, used to be Robin, so we've covered this already, he naturally becomes Batman, and he takes over as Batman, and before they completely rebooted and relaunched the entire of the DC Comics comic world, so up until about end of last year, end of the year before, so 2010 roughly, Batman, the last official of that ongoing series, Batman was Dick Grayson.
Holy complicated Batman.
That's the problem. When you've got a continuity going on for like 50, 60 years of comics, the problem is that your storyline has to continue. People do want the continuity, do want the references back. And you can kind of...
Is this where the movie's going?
Well,
they're going to make more Batman movies.
They are, yeah.
Robin's
Are they
taken
really?
over.
I thought it was a trilogy and that was it, done.
Yeah,
But
but
it's a trilogy with Batman.
How many
No,
Batman
Robin's
movies
gonna-
have there been so far?
they made a lot of money.
Robin's going to take
yeah.
And DC Comics has seen how successful the Avengers has been, and how much money that whole kind of
So
separate
we'll want to see the
franchises
Justice League
coming together.
And in DC Comics, you've got the Justice League, who are the equivalent of the Avengers. So you have Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Green Arrow,
Martian Manhunter.
all these other characters coming in,
Yeah.
the Flash, Cyborg, loads and loads of these characters all coming together. So in all likelihood, DC Comics will try and do it. But my only fear is, my theory is that what they're trying to do is, rather than trying to innovate and come up with a new way of doing it, which is what Marvel Comics did with their films, what they're trying to do is they're trying to copy and replicate. And
it's going to be not a bit cack.
Well, you look at, see what they did, because they knew that when they first did the original films for Marvel, when they first did like the Iron Man, when they did Thor, because they knew that they were all going to bring them together, they made sure that tonally they all kind of fitted together.
Yeah, the world felt the same.
Whereas if you look at Chris Nolan's Batman, right, if suddenly Superman was to land in the middle of that, or the Martian Manhunter, or Wonder Woman, and you're thinking, well, no, hang on, what? I thought I was watching something ultra gritty.
Bright and campy.
What am I watching now? Yeah,
Man in Blue Tights.
So that's the.
But what makes you think they can't take Superman and make that ultra gritty as well?
But that's what they're going to have to do first. So they're going to have to do that with everything. But they're already, because they want the money, basically. My theory is they're going to push hard on Justice League, bring out Justice League in the next couple of years. They will have Superman as Man of Steel, roughly kind of in the same kind of gritty, realistic version as Batman-ish, for an alien from Krypton that looks like us and is invulnerable, and all the other gubbins that comes with being Superman. So you've got them roughly the same, and then they'll bring out a combined film, give a little bit of showcase to all these other characters, because obviously it's more than just those two, and then retroactively then bring out other films kind of filling in
those characters.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's going to work.
You see, on the Marvel side, you're right. You know, they were able to almost grow into that.
Yeah.
I have a difficulty with the DC side in that Superman, for me, is just not a great character to be anyway. Loved it as a kid. Everybody wanted to be Superman as a kid. But as an adult, I have a real issue with that whole invulnerability thing. You know, it's like Superman lands in the middle of a Batman episode and you're sitting thinking, well, you know, Batman... It's the money that did it, the money and the commitment that did it.
Yep.
Superman, well, you know, Superman just kicks ass because he's just invulnerable. He's.
You think you're watching The Weekender, you're actually watching film 2013.
Okay, and yet Marvel, I think, did it really well with Thor, who is effectively the Superman. He is a god. Thor and Iron Man, because Iron Man, Tony Stark, is effectively the Batman.
Well, that's true.
The setting.
Yeah,
and that worked.
But the easiest way to gritty up Superman is just to have him. His personality is not quite as perfect.
But then, are you changing fundamentally? I mean, the great thing about Batman is Batman's quite dark anyway.
Yeah.
And you just told the story, but you just made some choices about the world around him, and it made it really great. With Superman, I'm worried. I think the film's going to be really interesting because I've seen some of the trailer and that, and it looks like Clark Kent is working on a fishing boat, like Deadliest Catch kind of style. So not a news reporter, so not working for the Daily Planet, not Clark Kent. I don't understand.
How does he know what's going on then?
Well,
I suppose he's got
Internet.
super hearing.
Well,
Internet.
He's got Twitter.
Unless that's part of his backstory that he did some trawler man work because he was rugged and hard, and then he went and became a news reporter.
That's it. Superman will run around with an iPad all day long
going Twitter. Yeah.
So he's just flying over Metropolis going, okay.
What about Spider-Man and all of this? Because I'm just curious.
They did reboot it.
Is he going to join any of this malarkey?
This is well, great.
I'm enjoying
this conversation.
I'd
enjoy. Spider-Man and the X-Men, interesting because they're actually the Marvel universe. It all more or less coexists.
Yeah.
So the X-Men are around in the same world that the Avengers live in, and that is the same world. When they go to New York, Spider-Man is in New York. That is the same world. Problem is, the Marvel Studios, they've got it right with the Avengers. They've got a little bit of a problem because back in the day, they sold the rights to the X-Men and they sold the rights to Spider-Man.
Different
studios. And it's going to be very, very, very difficult for them to all come together. Now, I don't mind because I really like the Avengers thing. I think if you then suddenly throw in the whole X-Men backstory, mutants and all that kind of thing, I'm liking where the X-Men are with their First Class, and what I'm hearing about the new X-Men film just sounds stunning. So I'm quite happy for that to be its own thing, and I'm quite happy for Spider-Man to be its own thing. But Spider-Man joins the Avengers in the comics at one point, as does Wolverine. So what a great lineup that would be.
In the Avengers.
So I would imagine that probably 10, 15 years time, maybe there'll be enough of a negotiation. I mean, how long did Terminator take between Terminator 2 and Terminator 3 and then Terminator Salvation? Because the rights the rights just get buried and like different studios have them and stuff. The money's there, isn't there? So eventually they will work it out, I'm sure, but it may take a decade or two.
Sod it.
Well,
Ghostbusters 3.
Bill Murray won't do it. Sod.
It's being made though.
we thought it was being made actually, yeah, but
Is it not
we'll
being
see.
made?
It's been in development hell, as they describe it, for about the last 15 years.
There's no miniatures line for it, for Ghostbusters. I wish there was. That's another call out. If anybody out there wants to do something on Ghostbusters,
I'd play.
contact us, contact me. During that, you'll hopefully have seen some of the other new releases and stuff that have come out of Night Models. There is some gorgeous looking stuff
I'll have been
there.
bringing up images of all the different stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
Deathstroke.
No,
Yeah.
Green Arrow just looks so nice.
Particularly with the Arrow TV series, you could paint them up slightly differently, and brilliant.
The other big thing that happened, sorry, my whole sense of timing is all gone away now, but I think it was last week we had Mercs Week.
Yep.
It was great success. In fact, it was a victim of its own success. We have the Mercs Campaign Day, Operation Paradigm Shift, okay, scheduled for the 23rd of March. Everybody's welcome. Absolutely everybody's welcome. However, I'm just going to throw this out there. We're going to talk to the guys at Mercs about possibly delaying it a little bit, because we do realize that a lot of you guys have jumped on board and joined us on this to get Mercs. And we know that there are some supply issues at the moment, and that the suppliers and Mercs are trying to ramp up to get some stuff out.
Basically, too many people are wanting to get their hands on it, so everybody can't get their hands on it.
So what we're going to do, we're going to keep an eye on the situation for the next couple of days, okay? We're going to talk to the suppliers. We're going to talk to the guys at Mercs. We're going to talk to some of the stores and whatnot out there. Get a gist of how quickly you guys are going to get your stuff.
Yeah.
And if it means delaying it, we will delay it, okay?
Yeah,
because we want you all aboard with us.
Yeah,
okay?
it means you'll have more players on the day.
Yeah.
Because everyone will have received their stuff, hopefully.
I know the guys in Wayland Games, who obviously share offices and buildings with Tabletop Nation. I know that they are, busting their balls basically, trying to get the stuff in. I mean, they're talking about like express shipping it, or just whatever they can possibly do to just try and get that stock out to people. But obviously, if you get to the point where we're all hobbyists, if I get my models, doesn't matter how excited I am, if I get my models in eventually it's up the Friday and I'm supposed to be gaming with them on the Saturday, it's a bit of an ache to then have to pay. So there will come a point where I think you're right, you'll have to make the choice as to whether or not. But the Mercs guys are really supportive and helpful. So I'm sure
look, we just, if you're one of these people that you've bought the stuff, or if this is the first you've heard of the event and you're just going out to try and buy the stuff or whatever, there are some forum topics and stuff taking place on Beasts of War. We are reading it, guys, and we were working with you on this. If it needs a bit of a delay, look, so be it. Mercs Week was massive. And it was very difficult to gauge in advance just how much interest there was going to be in that.
That's the problem again, and I'm sure it's the same with all retailers. But I know that a lot of people who bought the stuff from Wayland, what happened was, when they're all placing their orders, because it was quite a tight window, because there was some bundles and things you guys did on Beasts of War, there was a tight window, so it was showing that a lot of the stuff was in stock, which it was.
Yeah,
but obviously,
whenever you have 10 people pressing order at the same second,
if you have 30, 40 of an item in stock, but you have like 100 people all within the space of like 24 hours then buy it, it's just gonna throw the system way out.
So anyway, look, just chillax, okay? We want everybody involved in this. So if we need to create a little bit more time for Operation Paradigm Shift, we will create a little bit more time
as well,
for Operation Paradigm
You guys
Shift.
should be able to read it and have a flick through. It's a great campaign.
Yeah, basically what we want is, we're at Tabletop Nation here or up in the studio, we're going to be playing some games and stuff of Mercs that day. We also want anybody anywhere in the world, it could be just you and your mates, or it could be an organised club or whatever. There's a post on the Beasts of War site now where you can actually just get in touch with us by email, or we can set up a forum if it hasn't already been set up, but email is one good way. All you guys out there, all over the world.
We're going with the forum at the minute.
The forum?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's in the post.
And it's the same post where you'll get your download, which is really cool looking.
Yeah, I'll see about linking through to that just in the post beneath this video.
So basically, we're all playing at the same time, and we're going to be doing live shows throughout that day and contacting you guys. So if you have webcams and things like that, we'll be pulling you up on screen to talk to us and tell us how you're getting on. And all the results will filter back. and the results will actually have an impact on the whole Mercs
Change
world.
the world.
Yeah. So it's worth doing. It's worth getting right and getting as many of you guys in on it as possible. We know you've enjoyed Mercs Week. We know you want to be involved. So if it means us shifting stuff around a little bit to make that happen, so be it.
Have you guys managed to get your Merc stuff yet? Because I'm still waiting for mine. There just isn't stock. Everybody seems to be playing it. Yeah.
So bear with us on that. The other thing was, I did have a live hangout scheduled with the Mercs creators. Unfortunately. Fortunately, my missus went into unexpected labour. So I've had to postpone that, but we will reorganise that. And I'm going to be spending a little bit of time with my son now for a bit. But
quite right too.
Whatever time I can get in between that, and I may do it from home, I will try and get that live hangout. And thank you very much for all the questions. I will make sure that they're put to the guys at Mercs, and we'll get answers and stuff like that. So it's going to be a couple of 3 days of just working some stuff out, but we will make some big announcements on Beast of War to make sure that you know what's happening. Let's give some stuff away.
Yep, we have the winners picked for both the Mercs prizes and the winner of our galleon.
Okay, so the Mercs bundle winners, demo game 2, what myself and Lucas played, where it was CCC versus Safadu. The winner from that, drawn randomly, was Mark Hayes.
Of YouTube.
Of YouTube. So well done, Mark. You're going to get your stuff sent out to you ASAP. Okay. Next up, we have the Mercs demo game 3. That was Kemvar versus the Kezaiwaza. And the winner of that was Rowdimus.
Yes, or aka Rowdy from Beasts of War.
Rowdimus. That's a good name for a boy, isn't it?
Especially if you stick Prime on.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he's your first one, it'd be Rowdimus Prime.
Rowdimus Prime. The other thing we're going to give away is a galleon.
Yes.
So thanks for everybody that commented on the galleon post.
Before we jump to that, let's remind people what our 2 winners have won.
Okay.
So, demo game 2, what you've won is CCC instead of Fu and 2 rulebooks.
Yep, for you and a mate.
Yep.
Because somebody said, why are you giving away two rulebooks? Because I really hope you would have a friend that you would play with.
Yep.
So.
And demo game 3, that's the Kemvar and the Kezaiwaza.
And 2 rulebooks.
So, now for the galleon.
Yeah, so the galleon, what you had to do was just post on the galleon post as part of What's in the Box.
On Beasts of War.
What's in the Box, if you haven't been watching them, a lot of them, we actually give some stuff away. So it's well worth having a watch and a comment on that.
The next one, what we're giving away is the Toha starter pack for Infinity.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, yes, very nice indeed.
But the winner of the Galleon, that's a good name for a boy.
Galleon.
So the winner is Steel Shadow 07. So congratulations, mate. That galleon will be packaged up and sent off to you. We're maybe running a little bit behind on prizes at the moment just because of the disarray of everything that's going on.
Yeah, but just to remind you guys to actually get in touch, there's the top bar on beastsofwar.com. There's a little drop-down menu that lets you contact us to claim your prize. And there's a little form you fill in.
Prize claims.
Yep, and then there's a little form you fill in, and then we get back in touch with you.
Well, the galleon shouldn't be a problem because we unboxed it, so
it's sitting here.
We definitely have that one.
It's sitting here. So it's not a stock issue. It's an organisational thing. So we'll get ourselves organised over the next day or two because my absence has arrived 2 to 3 weeks early. So it's Okay, next up, another massive event that ain't going to change its date.
Nope.
Yep.
And that is International Tabletop Day, taking place on the 30th of March. We're doing that in conjunction with Geek and Sundry. So Will and Felicia and co are going to be playing games that day. And they've put it out across the world for us all to be playing games together on the 30th of March. I love it. And here at the TTN venue, we're going to go and run with that ball big time. So this is a big call to you guys. I rarely ask Beasts of War viewers for a favour, I suppose we'd call it. But I'd really like to meet as many of you people as possible. We have capacity for 200, maybe 300, up to maybe 1,000 people throughout the day if they're coming and going. I'd really like to meet a load of you guys. We'll all be there playing loads of different games.
Losing.
We're I'm
Winning.
going to win. So we have suppliers, manufacturers, and all bringing loads of board games. It's a very soft day.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
we have other events taking place at the same time, but
There's loads of stuff going on. You've got
there's some 40k stuff
you've got
going
some
on.
40k. Yeah, bring your flyers down. It's all free. Everything on the day is free. So come down. If you've got some flyers around, we're doing a flyer challenge because your flyers have been big recently. Doing a bit of a 500-point flyer tournament-y challenge type thing, where you only have flyers, you don't have anything else, and we've got a lot of ocean boards, you can be dueling over the sea and stuff. It's going to be really cool. We've got a whole bunch of guys coming down showing people a load of our table games, so things like Mercs. So if you guys want to have a live demo of Mercs, actually in the flesh, come down, we'll show you. We'll also be doing it for Carnivale, Bushido, Dystopian Wars, Hordes, War Machine, 40k.
I'll see if we can get Drop Zone Commander in there as well.
Yeah.
We're just reaching out to all our buddies in the industry to say, look, come on down. There'll be a bunch of people. We can show off your games. We can all play together. We're going to have tons of board gaming going on as well. There'll be loads of board games all around the place. So if you've ever fancied, it's just like we're just treating it like a big games expo. If you've ever fancied just coming down and playing some games.
Yeah, so in other words, come down and try any type of game and every type of game.
Yeah, and you'll be playing against us. So we'll be going around and saying hello. We're trying to get a few of the big names from the industry down as well to be there on the day and say hello, answer a few questions.
In fact, it's tabletop day, and I tell you what, you know what, and I'm quite happy. I'm in charge of the venue, so I'll open the doors for it. Whatever you can do that's family friendly on a tabletop, bring it down. So model railways. If you've got some trains, you want to get. I've got plenty of flat green boards. You want to get some trains out and get some track down, and you want to spend the next 4 or 5 hours laying out a whole beautiful set. No problem at all. Whatever you want to bring down, within reason, on a table. Yeah, if somebody starts like filleting a fish on a table, that's not quite what I had in mind. But yeah,
I'm
you
sorry,
want to come
Warren,
down,
you must be disappointed.
Yeah, it'd be great, and I'd just love to see all the different types, because it's tabletop. It's not just, it's your hobby. It's what you enjoy playing on a table, and let's see it. Let's do it. It'd be great.
We're hopefully going to be doing some live hookups with Will and Felicia and the co over in the Geek and Sundry later in the evening. So it's a big long day of tabletop gaming, and I don't think we've ever done an official Beasts of War kind of meetup type thing. This is as good one as any. It's a big day out for you. We'd really love to have you down, and I'd love to meet as many of you guys as possible and play some games with you.
Facilities wise, if you guys have got, if it's a bit of a way to travel and you don't necessarily want to leave your other half with the kids or anything like that, as we're talking about being in a family way, there's right next door to Tabletop Nation here, we've got a place called Monkey Business. So soft play area, parents will know what they are. And so there's plenty of things to do. You know what, there's a bowling alley on the site here.
Yeah, bowling alley here as well.
Yeah, we'll have hot food. There's loads. It's going to be really great.
If you have any questions about that at all, please do get in touch. There'll be email addresses on screen here, but get in touch. We have, I'm bringing my family, so I'm hoping to bring Andrea and my 2 little ones here to play some, but then I'm going to be sending Andrea across to Monkey Business to play there. So we have Monkey Business, we have the bowling alley, there'll be hot food and stuff on site. We have hotels in the locality, so if you want to come down and you want to stay and you want some, we might be able to.
Yep, there's a couple of pubs up the road as well if you want to go out for a drink in the evening.
Well, we're open till 11 o'clock at night on Saturday here, and then we're open from 10 o'clock in the morning until, 11 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night on the Sunday. So there's plenty of time if you want to come up, spend the whole day with us on the Saturday, and then you know what, you don't fancy going back straight away on the Sunday, you want to come in for another couple of games, we'll be around.
And if you fancy a night out in the pub after it's all over at 11 o'clock, let us know that as well, because like if a few of you guys or whatever want to stay behind and have a few drinks with the Beasts of War team up at the pub, we have a couple of great little pubs in the area. We can choose any one of them. So let us know. It's just going to be a great day of gaming, and we would really love as many of you guys as possible to come down, because you've been great supporters of Beasts of War over the last years, and I'd just love to say hi and play some games. And get beaten. I don't care if I get beaten. I think it'll be good fun. So, other than that, if you can't make it down, obviously I'd prefer if you could make it down. It would be great to meet you. But if you can't make it down, you can have an event of your own in your own house. So grab your family and friends and say, look, there's this great board game called blah, 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 Spartacus or whatever. It's really good fun. How about we get round tonight, we get a glass of wine or some pop for the kids or whatever. Some port, as you'll see. Get together and play some games. And if you want to have a slightly more open event, you can go on to the website for Tabletop Day, register an event there, and then other people can find it and get hooked up. So this is our big push to have a big tabletop extravaganza here at Beasts of War. And we'll be doing bits and pieces of filming on the day, and it should just be great crack. So please get in touch. I believe that people can just get free tickets and stuff like that there as well.
If you just go onto there's a link on Beasts of War on Tabletop Nation site. Just go there, click it. Tickets are all free. It's not going to cost you anything.
Do take a ticket, okay? Because it helps us get an idea of numbers and any special requirements and things like that there. So do take a ticket. Although you are welcome to turn up on the day, but like if you suspect you're going to turn up, please get a ticket. Help us.
The tickets are free. I'd far rather, just so that I know for staffing, I'd far rather know. Okay, so we've got 300-400 people coming down. We'll make sure we've got the staff for that. Than actually we only 5 or 6 of you bother to get tickets, and then 300-400 of you turn up. It's a different kind of problem.
Yeah. The other thing then is if you're thinking of travelling in from over the water, either on mainland Europe or Ireland or anywhere like that, we have an airport, London Southend Airport. They've got good EasyJet links. So if you check up EasyJet flights into London Southend, that airport is literally 5 minutes by train.
At most.
You walk out the front door of the airport, walk across the road, walk into a train station. Get a train every 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, and you're about 3 stops away.
The train takes 15 minutes to get just 3 minutes down the road from where we are right now.
Yeah, so that we have airport links, rail links, everything.
Download the PDF on the Tabletop Nation site. That'll point out the airport and the train links.
Yep.
Okay, we've got one more thing I'd like to talk about, and then we're going to move on to the backstage XLBS. And that is Rogue Trooper. Now, you're a big fan of Judge Dredd. As you can tell, Stu is our resident expert on all things geek.
All things comic geek.
Old school geek.
Well, I'll be honest, anything that you kind of thought was cool when you were a kid, and then you secretly still think is cool when you're an adult, I like all sorts of stuff.
Actually, I have a present for you.
Not the kind of present you give Justin, is it?
No.
I'm quite happy for that to be given to Stu. It's fine, give it to Stu.
No, it's very different. I have found, I actually have some Judge Dredd minis, I believe from Foundry. Some Judge Dredd minis, and
fantastic.
They were about to come into you on Wednesday morning, other than the fact that I ended up in hospital. So I will bring them in because I know you're such a fan.
Oh, fantastic.
Judge Dredd's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Rogue Trooper.
Yeah, same world. It's fine.
So it's been successfully funded. It's reached its goals. I think it's busted through its goals.
It's way past its goal. Last I looked, it was sitting about, I think, 45k.
Brilliant.
I think Mongoose are really, Mongoose Publishing, the guys behind it, they're really smart with the way they do their Kickstarter, because obviously they had success with Dredd, and on the whole, really successful, but with the stretch goals and things. They've done the same with Rogue Trooper. They've got a load of really great stretch goals, because I think they knew, set the initial funding level relatively low, loads of fantastic stretch goals. Crack on.
I don't think it's as high as 45k. I think you're getting mixed up with the Cthulhu one.
Maybe I might be.
Yeah, well, whatever it's at.
If I'm wrong, guys, I'm sorry. I'll bring it up on screen.
You've literally a few hours to get involved.
Yeah, it's down on its final countdown.
If you're into your 2000 AD or that whole Rogue Trooper side of things, this is your chance to get in and get a good deal and help the guys out at Mongoose as well. Bring that to the tabletop.
British company. Why shouldn't you support it? Absolutely.
Yeah. So. Get stuck in there, guys. So if you're interested, go check it out. It's well worth it. Well, anyway, that's been an interesting episode.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed that.
We've
got some things now we're going to get a chat about in backstage. We're going to chat about some of the other cool stuff that's going on, and I have a little bit of Drop Zone Commander I want to talk about as well, because I've really enjoyed that. If any of you have watched On the Table, you'll see me starting to get a bit excitable about that game.
Damp. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a bit damp. So anyway, look, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to stick with us, come on over, get a backstage pass, and you can enjoy XLBS, where things can go a little bit more crazy.
If such a thing is possible.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
I was going to say, if not, have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, Sunday, and thanks for watching.